gosh!
Hey guys, welcome to Razorback Rewind. I'm here with Omaha's own Cam Kojal, aka Cam Kojal Outdoors. Welcome to the podcast. How does it feel?
It feels good. This is a really fancy setup. I've never been on a mic like this, and this is going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, let's just dive in. So I have my little paper here. I composed some questions about your life, growing up Catholic.
Yep.
Which we'll get to towards the end. First, I want to talk about fishing and your involvement with the team. So you have a ton of siblings, and how has that leadership impacted your like team life? Because you're the oldest, right?
Yep. I'm the oldest of 7 kids. So Carson, Drew, Aubrey, David, Elizabeth, Matthew, Peter.
Shout out.
So those are all going from like oldest, youngest after me, of course. But grew up in Omaha with all of them. My dad built a wiffle ball field. We were outside cats. We spent a lot of time outside. The only time we ever really were hanging out inside is if we wanted to build Legos. Love Legos, especially Star Wars Legos. But no, we were always outside. Very strong in our faith. Big Catholic family. Love the outdoors. Love to go hunting and fishing. We have a lot of family back in the middle of Nebraska, so rural area. Go hunt and fish.
What made you want to bring fishing and hunting to the team?
Oh, yeah.
As a team aspect.
Well, it's just something I like to do.
Right.
So it was kind of natural. But what really sparked it, honestly, was Lake Norm, or the pond behind Ball Market Stadium.
That's right.
Because
tell me about how they stocked. Did somebody stock that pond?
All right, we're going to go through deep dive of fishing here.
Deep dive into Lake Norm.
We'll start with the team first, and then we'll deep dive into Lake Norm. So we'll just start from the beginning. We just got to start telling stories. So Coach Thompson sends me a picture when I'm on the recruiting thing out of the portal of 3 guys with a bass at the baseball field, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute, this is pretty cool. So I got to go test this out for myself. So I commit to Arkansas.
That
was it. I'm just kidding. There was a lot more that went into it, and we can talk about that if we want. But saw that, and after practice in the fall last year, one day it was like one of the first days. I was like, I have to try this out. I have to see if this is real. And I went out there, and within I'd say 5 or 6 casts, I caught a bass. And it was probably about the size of this stuffed animal. It was probably the same exact size. It was probably 1.5 pounds, maybe a little less than 2 pounds. Very healthy looking, fat belly, largemouth bass. And I was like,
there's hope here.
There's something going on here. There's magic in the air. There's magic in the water. So caught that fish, and I was like, this is awesome. And then I caught it, and then I told some people in the locker room. And then, competitive baseball players, they're like, well, now I want to try. You can't be the only one. So then a couple of us started fishing, and it's just kind of something that brought us together, and we kind of started fishing around Fayetteville, and it was just really something that I think brought us together. That's not something that happens every day on a team where you have a lot of guys spending time outside the field with each other. So it was very special, and it was cool. But let's deep dive into fishing. Okay. Fish can get into anybody's water. This is when I've come across this trail of being an outdoorsman also, it's one of those things where people are always like, well, did you stock it? And people have this obsession with stocking fish.
True.
They're like, well, did you stock that pond? Is that pond stocked?
Calling me out, yes.
Well, it's just like a lot of people that say that. And it's not ignorant. That's the wrong word. That's the wrong word.
Okay.
But it's like fish get into so many different bodies of water just naturally. So fish survive. Right. Fish eggs get on a duck's feet. The duck flies from one pond to another, waddles its feed around, fish eggs get dropped into the water.
Right.
There's a flood, a really big rain, water really rises, takes a fish over a dam, takes a fish over a natural dam, a bunch of logs or something, gets into another ecosystem, goes through a stream, that stream connects to a river, that river connects to a lake, boom, there's fish in there now.
The circle of life.
It's the circle of life, and there's a million different ways that can happen. They can go through rain. They can go through poop. That's kind of crazy. Like there was a study that was done where fish eggs can survive through certain types of waterfowl's digestive systems.
Wow.
So say if duck ate the fish eggs or something, like a piece of grass, but there's fish eggs on it, it goes to the digestive, they poop it out at some random pond.
How
They can
interesting.
survive. So there was always fish there. In a history of Lake Norm, that was a bigger pond before it is now. It's shrunken. And then before there was even Baum-Walker Stadium there would have been water there because, I mean, you look at the layout of campus, we're on the hill.
Right.
And it's just a gradual slope all the way down to Baum-Walker, so it's a lowland. So there would have always been water there naturally since the dawn of time.
That's awesome.
So it's just, yeah, there would have always already been fish there just naturally from nature. But to answer your question, we might have put a couple of fish in there with some help from a teammate's dad. So
long story
short, yeah, there's fish there.
Okay, so I want to get into the summer in Cape Cod.
Yes.
Was the Cape new for you?
No.
No.
So it's my second summer in the Cape.
Right.
First summer in the Cape, I spent every single day in the Cape. I was there from day one till game 3 of the championship series when we lost. Which was kind of annoying because you stay the whole summer and like we're going to win the championship and then you lose on the last day. But that was tough.
That's tough.
No, I was there that freshman summer and then I was there for a couple weeks this summer and I love going to the Cape.
So you knew your way around before? Because I was going to ask about your like fishing takeaways you had from the Cape and how I don't know, different it is from down here in the South.
In the Cape, it's very so. I'm not a big saltwater fisherman. I don't like sharks, and I don't have the expertise within it. Like I've done it a couple times and I've caught some fish, but I don't. There's skill in it, but I think there's more skill in catching bass and stuff in freshwater sometimes, or I'm just more aware of how it works, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But no, I found there's freshwater ponds up there in the Cape. If this is the Cape, I think the camera's confused.
Yeah.
If this is the Cape, it's like a arm, it's like a flexing muscle. Bourne is right here on the shoulder. And then the farthest team we go down is like I think it's Chatham, which is on the elbow. And then Providence to P-Town's up here on the fist. So like I was all the way down here, and then we'd say like Boston is like right here. So I was only an hour away from Boston, so we went to some Red Sox games and stuff.
That's fun.
But no, there's a lot of freshwater ponds just on the Cape, so we would go fishing all the time. And that was a cool way to get to know some guys from other teams because you're playing with kids from different teams from across the country, and it's kind of something you kind of go do on your off days together. And some guys like to golf, and some guys would go fish, some guys would go to the movies and go to the beach. But yeah, no, water's really clear up there, super clear. And when it's clear, you want to use something like this. Very natural colored, looks kind of like a worm. You wouldn't want to use necessarily something that's really black.
You can't see it.
Well, no, they can see it really well.
Okay.
You want to use dark baits in dark water. It just contrasts better. I know that sounds like that's complete opposite, but you want to use dark baits in dark water and stuff that vibrates and moves. Like that'd be really good in dark water. Frog, you can use that anytime. This, you can dark water. You can use any water. This, if you want to catch a 10-pounder.
Monster.
Yes.
Dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Yes, exactly. But water's really clear. You want to use natural colored baits, something very finessey, something that's very subtle. You want to be very patient. So I guess that translates to down here. Usually when you fish more patient, you catch more fish. Patient fishermen catch more fish.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get into your YouTube channel. Inspiration. What's your inspiration about starting the YouTube channel? I know it's like your pastime.
Yeah.
And like what binds you with people, binds you together with people? This could mean like your family, your girlfriend, your teammates.
So one day someone was like, I don't even remember who it was, but it was in the locker room, and they were like, you fish every day. What if you filmed a video? And I was like, light bulb. I was like, light bulb. And I was like, sure, I'll try it out. And my dad had a drone already. And
I was going to ask where you got the drone.
Yeah, my dad had a drone already. Our iPhones these days, the cameras on them are unreal.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Like you can do stuff on your phone. I like an iPhone 15 or something. It just beeped. Sorry. And had that. I bought a pair of DJI mics. And I think that's all and I had a GoPro because that first summer in the Cape, me and my roommate Braden Holcomb were wanting to go buy a GoPro just to film stuff, and we never used it. So I got yelled at from my mom, my girlfriend. They're like, "Why did you buy that if you never use it? It was expensive." And I was like, "You guys are right.
Just wait.
Just wait. You didn't. They didn't know."
Okay, so what has been the most fun video? Because I'm a subscriber. I watch. And I really love you like in between regionals and super regionals, y'all went out to that creek or whatever and started fishing. But what has been your most fun video for you?
Most fun video. So it was the Nebraska bass fishing before storm with one of my buddies, Grant Rankin, who's really curly haired and kind of he's fit, but we joke about it that he's got it. So it was with him, my friend Max Hurd, Braden Cannon, Natalie was on that boat that day. I mean, my brother Dave was on that boat that day. And that was just a fun video to make because we were catching a lot of fish. And I knew it'd be good because it was before that storm front. Another fishing tip. You want to fish in low pressure situations. So if you go on your weather app, literally on your iPhone, and you scroll the way down to pressure, there's a little box there that says pressure. And it's barometric pressure. And it stays from about 28 something to 32. You want to fish between 29 and 30 and when the pressure's dropping. And what that usually means is that a storm's rolling in, that a storm's coming in. And that triggers something in the fish to eat. I compare it to, as humans, when we know a big blizzard's coming, we go to Walmart and we stock up. Like we go get food because it's just something in living organisms. When they know they're about to experience something, they're like, we got to be well fed, we got to be safe, like that sort of thing. So you want to be fishing before the storm, when the storm's rolling in. And that was happening, and it was the pressure was really dropping fast, and I was like, we're probably gonna catch some good fish. And like we caught a couple of really nice fish. And
I think Natalie caught.
Yeah, Natalie caught
monster.
A huge fish, and it was just fun times because it was with some of my older friends who I kind of grew up fishing with.
And that was, you filmed that before Omaha, right?
Yep.
Like when you went up there for Omaha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you have time for all of this? You're a student athlete, so you're taking hours of classes.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you're a baseball player who travels, who
does a lot of baseball.
A lot of baseball. So how do you have time for all of this?
And that's the magic question that no one's really asked me except my mom. And my mom was like, I don't like this because I feel like you're splitting your time up. And this is what I came down to. Like, you got to list your priorities. So I listed out my priorities. And YouTube's last of my priority. But this is what I can do, is when, like, during this time of my life, I need to be focused on baseball. Like, Faith family baseball, but we're
Obviously.
gonna skip to the baseball part. You need to be doing what you need to do to be successful at baseball. So like, I wake up pretty early, and I go do baseball stuff. Like this morning, I was with Carson Willis and
See Willie.
Yep, C. Willie, and Luke Cornelison, and we were working on double play feeds. Like I was doing stuff at third, Luke was doing stuff at third, and we set up a cone on like a screen, and we were working on our feeds to second base because sometimes my ball cuts, and then goes to the wrong side of the base, and Coach Van Horn does not like that. So we need to make it so it goes on the second baseman's this shoulder. So I needed to focus on getting my ball a little more to my right, second baseman's left. So like that's what I was working on this morning. But you got to put in more time on baseball than doing YouTube, because YouTube's not really anything cool. What is cool about YouTube though, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's kind of a mastermind plan, is since I can make money off of ad revenue and other things, like I can create revenue, I can have tax write-offs. So a lot of stuff I do outdoors-wise, which is what I love to do. Like some guys like to play video games and
Go golfing.
Like you just have your hobbies. Like
right.
Hunting and fishing is my hobby, and it's an expensive hobby. So if you can make some sort of income, have tax write-offs to do what you love, heck, baby, that's pretty cool.
We're rolling.
So that's a benefit I've definitely found from it. But the time aspect, I don't edit my own videos. Heck, I know some people who do edit their own videos, like in the outdoors world, and it takes a ton of time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sure you would know because you're around cameras all the time, but I don't use my own editor. I also think about it in the way, like, if you want brands to, like, want to connect with your brand, you don't want your stuff to look bad.
And how has that gone? I mean, on the NIL side and on the brand deals, like it's opened up a different avenue for you to showcase different brands. How is that? What does that look like?
So initially, nothing crazy, and it's still nothing crazy, like nothing big, but it's little by little, like fishing companies or like outdoors companies will send you lures to try.
Right.
So I have a new video that I think I'm going to try to film. I don't know when I'm going to film it, but it's an idea. And I have a list of ideas on my phone because they just come through to me throughout the day. And one of my new ideas is I'm going to do a 3-lure challenge, or maybe 4 or 5 lures. I don't know yet. But it's going to be with baits that are made locally in Arkansas.
Oh, that's awesome.
So just kind of trying to promote those smaller businesses within Arkansas.
Yes. Because
I know a lot of my audience is Arkansas fans.
Right.
So that would make sense. They're watching something. Oh, I know the owner's daughter's dog walker who owns this fish, and I buy the fishing stuff now. This is one of the companies.
Awesome.
Like they're made in Arkansas.
That's awesome.
I think they're made in Arkansas. So I think that'll be a cool video. I'll film soon. But I've gotten some stuff for free, and I'm very fortunate to have those things. But it's just slow and steady. Right now, you also have to know your audience.
Absolutely.
I would say a lot of my audience right now is Arkansas Razorback fans.
Right.
And I love them to death. But they're not, no one's really worried about baseball right now.
Right.
No one's really worried, or no one's, thinking about baseball. Everyone's football and kind of looking forward to basketball.
Right.
So right now what I'm trying to do in my head and kind of on paper to grow my audience is get more into the outdoorsy niche of people. And right now what they're wanting, what outdoors people are wanting to watch is hunting stuff, because it's about hunting season. They're looking forward to it. So dove videos or teal hunting, that sort of thing. And then duck and deer and turkey. People are looking forward to hunting season right now. That's what they're excited for. I wouldn't say a ton of people are still hung up on bass fishing.
Right.
People will still watch it, but it's not going to be huge.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And on the topic of Razorback fans, a ton of people, you mentioned in one of your videos, if anybody's got ponds in Arkansas, that was a hive that exploded.
Yeah.
How have you responded to fans or maybe potential video idea trying out different ponds around Fayetteville?
No, that was awesome. I think I put some out on X about it. I did something in the fall, and then I did something in the spring. And it just goes to show, like, in the spring, people were more engaged with it because baseball is the thing right now. In the fall, like, who is this transfer kid who's asking for fishing spots? Like, go Hogs football. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I still got some people to reach out, and I was very fortunate for that. But in the spring, I got a couple more spots just because that's what people were caring about. And you have to be careful with that stuff because you don't know everyone's intentions on the internet, and you can't trust like we're walking up to a stranger's farm and heck, they could be trying to kidnap you, right? Like, who knows? So, like, I got a couple really nice friends, and you just kind of ask around the community of Fayetteville and be like, you think this is worth going to, or like, have you ever heard of this person? Or
exactly.
You kind of do like you kind of stalk them on social media and do a background check.
Well, yeah, of course.
But no, it's great, and it's all good.
That's awesome. So on the topic of teammates and fishing with your teammates, who was the best person you've featured so far, teammate wise? Not picking favorites, obviously, but
I'll do best fisherman. Like, I think they're a good fisherman, and then just like fun to be around, like just fun. I think Gage Wood's a really good fisherman. Okay. I think him and low-key Brent Iredale. It's him, Brent, Sousa's good, and V. Like, those guys are good. V, I would say is most improved.
Okay. That was my next question.
Over that span, I'm just going with.
No, you're
good.
V
was like most improved. Like, he knew nothing. And like he would like watch fishing videos in the locker room. Like, I saw him once or twice. And he would go to Walmart and buy baits and stuff, and he got really good at it. He was very patient. Brent got really good at it, and he was extremely patient. Woody, he grew up fishing. He knew what he was doing. And then like Sousa knew, like, very good fisherman. Just fun to be around. Charles Davalon was extremely fun to be around fishing. He's just chucks just a little fireball. Loved being around him. Kuhio's fun to be around fishing. There's a lot of fun guys to be around.
How are you trying to this year, like, lure the guys into, hey, can you come fishing with me? Especially with all the new guys. With that, that's something I've thought about. You don't force it. Right.
Because then it's, like, you just don't force it. Like, fishing doesn't have to be the thing. Like, if it doesn't need to be. Like, it doesn't need to be the thing. Just because that's what some of us did last year doesn't mean that's what everyone needs to do this year. Like, I know a lot of guys really like to go mini golfing. So we go mini golfing. Like, that can be the thing.
Awesome.
Or you can have multiple things. It's just, you don't, like, hey, we're going fishing at this
You're
time.
You're on the team now. You have to go fishing.
Like, no, that's not what it's about. It just gives an outlet to guys. And what the beautiful thing about Lake Norm, how it's so right there, is like, if you need an escape for a second, a mental escape, or just to go sit by the water, you can do that, and it's just right there. So yeah, there are guys who like to fish, like Damian Ruiz. He's a new guy, transfer, outfielder. He likes to fish. Mike Anu. I know Mike Anu, maybe Brendan and Damian. Like, they went up to Bass Pro Shops and bought new rods. Like, Micah actually snapped his yesterday in the locker room.
Oh,
accidentally, I think. It was in the trash can. I saw it. So
oh no,
we'll need to get him a new pole. But they go fishing, and Sousa obviously goes fishing, and Kuhio and Tyler Holland and me and Brent Iredale's here in the off season, so he went fishing with me yesterday. So I mean, you don't force it, but it's just something to do.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to transition to Catholicism.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because you grew up Catholic, obviously, huge family. I grew up Catholic. Let's
Praise
go.
the Lord.
And outdoors, obviously, does it make you feel connected to Christ?
Mm-hmm.
How? In what ways?
So, most basic way is it's creation. And the more you spend time in creation, I think the more you realize there's someone behind it.
Absolutely.
Like, you just look at demographics. I would say most people who are in a rural community who are like your typical blue collar, hardworking, on a farm, maybe smaller city, usually those people are more religious and it's more Christian. And I don't know, I'd like to do a study on why that is. I'd just like to do a study. But then you look at like a city, like a big city, a big bustling city, like the New Yorks, the Chicagos, everything. Love their baseball teams. But I just don't want to I don't want to live in the city someday. I don't want to live in the city at all. Like I don't have any aspirations to live in a big city. But then you look at those demographics, and obviously there's still people who are religious and everything. But it seems like there's a lot more bad things that go on. But I don't know. You just, when you're in creation,
it's man-made versus
exactly
creator-made.
Exactly. So I think cool things when you're sitting by the water and you see a little fish swim by and you see a bigger fish come eat it, and then in a split second a bigger fish comes and eats that fish, which I've seen happen before. It's just like, oh my gosh. God called this good.
Right.
Like, it is good. Like, he literally said that. Like, it's not, I don't know how to say this. It's not like it's watered down. Like, the wilderness is dangerous in a way.
Yeah.
So that just tells you about God. Like, it's not dangerous, but, like, he called it good when he made Earth. And Earth is pretty crazy, naturally. But, yeah, that's what I like about being in the outdoors. You get closer to God. You're also in the silence. I think you encounter God in the silence. I think that's something our culture's kind of lost. Yeah. I think we're so scrolly, go, microwave culture. Everything's got to be done like this. And when you're just sitting in the silence, I think that's when you truly encounter God. Or you can kind of start to feel him. Just kind of Holy Spirit working through you. Like, you're just sitting, relaxing. Oh, I don't think that thought was my own brain. Like, I don't think I could have reasoned to that.
Exactly. So the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I could talk forever about that.
Yeah, and so sharing your faith with your teammates. How do you go about doing that in a respectful way?
Yep.
And also through your outdoors, has it brought others closer to Christ?
So I would say I'm pretty involved with the Focus ministry on campus, like the Catholic outreach.
Catholic Hogs?
Yeah, Catholic Hogs. There we go. And I do discipleship stuff on them on Wednesday mornings. And Barry Gregory was a big guy in that group, and I did a lot of stuff with him, and now it's Jake. But that's something I've had discussions with them about, because it's so like, go proclaim the gospel, like be bold about your faith, which I want to be. But with teammates, you're on a team with them, and you're playing in front of 50,000 people, and you got to do the hardest thing in sports. And if they don't trust you or don't like you for some reason, it's hard to do that. They can still respect you. So it's being bold about your faith, but not being so like about it or pushy about it that it's like, who is this crazy guy?
Right.
Who is this crazy guy? And then it's just, you got to have a genuine friendship with someone before I think you can really start pursuing Christ with them. And that's what I try to work on, having a genuine friendship. And then when I think it reaches that time when I can start bringing up topics like that, or it's healthy, or it's like we have an actual friendship, then I do that. But we did 2 Bible studies a week on the team. We do one on Monday night, and then Willis and I lead one on Thursday nights. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Okay, so you have so many siblings. You're a team leader. I kind of want to talk about pride and confidence and how pride can take over confidence. So as a role model to your siblings, to your teammates, how do you differentiate pride from confidence and having confidence in the Lord?
Okay. So confidence on the baseball field, I honestly want to feel like I'm the best player ever to play the game of baseball. And it's almost flirting that line of cockiness. And it's more internal than external. Like you don't need to you don't walk around telling everyone you're the best. That's just something within you that you know, and you're confident in yourself, and you're confident in your preparation, and it's just go out there and let it loose. Like that's being confident to me. What then sets in sometimes after games or outside of the lines or when you're walking around is pride. And you have to be very conscious of that. Conscious of that. So how I try to combat that is I like to journal. Yeah. So I journal a lot. Sometimes when I'm not supposed to in class, when I'm supposed to be actually taking notes or
I do that too.
Paying attention. Like I'll just journal about stuff. And I'll just go through my thoughts. And then I'll pray about it. Like I'll pray about it with what I wrote. Right. And usually God will convict me or not. Like usually I'll know like if I'm being prideful or if I'm being humble. But the people who know me best, so I'd say like my girlfriend or my mom, my dad, I'd say Max Hurd, the people who know me best, they call me out on it when they see it. Or sometimes when we'll be having a conversation, they'll be like, yeah, you should. Or like when we're just having a conversation with each other, like I'm like, yeah, okay. So, yes, confident in the Lord, though. So that's where all confidence really comes from, and it's a godly confidence to know what you're doing in this moment is what, like it's God's plan for you. It's what God wants you to be doing. And that's why I love playing at Arkansas, because I think God wants me to be here, and he has me here for a purpose, and it's what I should be doing in his plan for me. Like I think it's part of God's plan for me to be playing at Arkansas. Like it has a purpose, it has a meaning. Yeah. Like going through the transfer portal, that was really hard because like me personally, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like I didn't know. I was like, of course, during those decisions, you take up to prayer and you go to mass and sacraments and everything, and you really feel like, oh God, he's calling me to do this. So yeah, I was awesome. Like, so you kind of follow his plan. You have a relationship with him. He'll put you where you want it, and that gives you confidence to know that you're following his plan. If that makes sense.
Yes, it makes total sense.
Because you can mislive your life, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. I read this book. It was the Matthew Kelly book. It's The Ordinary Voices of God, and it talked about that. It talked about having godly confidence and how there are some people who are misliving their life. They're not following God's plan. And maybe they know that, maybe they don't. But that's always a fear. Yeah. You're not living God's plan. Okay. We can keep going.
You're doing great. I have a few ending questions for you. This is kind of a deeper question.
Oh, I love deep questions.
Cam, what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered. It's like an ice cream cone. I want to be, so let's rewind for a second. Charlie Kirk just died. Yeah. And there was an interview I saw of him, and I think he's having an effect on a lot of people right now. And he said that he wants to be remembered for his boldness of faith. Mm-hmm. And that kind of convicted me. Back to the teammate thing. And it's something I've been praying and I'm trying to work through this year because last year I thought I did a bad job of it. It was like discipling teammates and actually, like I'm trying to lead a Bible study. I'm trying to do these things. I want to be remembered for my faith, and I want to remember that he was a better person than he was a baseball player. Like, in the end, I think nobody will care how many home runs or bases you stole or errors you had or hits you had or any of that good jazz. I don't think people are going to remember that. And I don't think anyone ever really does, unless you're like Mickey Mantle or something. I don't know. Like, I'm sure people remember his stat line. But I think people will remember the way you made them feel and what your values were and what you stood up for. Like, I'm extremely pro-life, and I'll share this on camera because I'm trying to be more open about it.
Absolutely.
But the reason I play the game of baseball and why I want to work so hard at it, or rewind again. 8th grade, went to a Florida Baseball Ranch camp in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Randy Sullivan was in charge at that time. If you're a baseball player, you should look into doing that stuff. We could talk about that for an hour too. Anyway, went to that. Randy Sullivan said you need to find a bigger why to why you play the game of baseball if you want to go far. And that really hit me because at that time, I was like, I just played baseball because it was fun and I did it with my friends, and that's what I
You didn't
played
know the
football.
meaning behind
Yeah,
it.
I didn't have like a bigger reason why to play baseball. I was like, it's fun. Like, baseball is cool. And in that, I probably took a month to figure that out. And then I remember Randy Sullivan said you need to tell somebody about it. Like, you need to tell one person why you play the game of baseball. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll tell my dad. So we were hunting out at the Borough Farm on our farm, and we were walking from the blind up to the house, and it was like right at sunset. Like, it's a pretty concrete moment or memory in my mind. And I told my dad, and I turned to him and I said, I know why I want to play the game of baseball. And he goes, oh yeah, why? And he was like, he's like, oh yeah, why? I said, if we're going to get deep for a second, and I don't want to cry, because usually when I talk about it, I cry. And I said, I want to play the game of baseball because of the millions of kids who were aborted in their mother's womb. And I'm sure at least one of them would have loved to play the game of baseball. Or do what I'm doing at this point, or really anything. So that's why I play the game of baseball, because there's probably a lot of people, a lot of the unborn, and maybe there wasn't a lot of them, but maybe at least one little boy or one little girl would have loved to play college baseball or play college softball.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my bigger reason why. That's why, like, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I do not want to go do baseball right now.
You got to think.
I think about that.
You get to.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think about that. I'm like, there are literally children in the womb being murdered right now. And I'm mad that I have to get up and go practice at the freaking Fowler, the best indoor facility in the country. Like, give me a break. You're never having a hard day, like, ever. Like, That's something I've been learning.
Perspective.
You never, ever have a bad day. It's always, Coach Thompson talks about this. You're always having a bad day compared to what? And then you think about it, and there are people in so many bad situations right now. Like, you're never having a bad day. There's always someone having a worse day than you. Which I don't know if that's right to say, but, like, there's always someone having a worse day than you. Or in worse circumstances.
No. Yeah.
But
that was good, Cam. Okay, so what do you think a viewer watching this should take away from this podcast? What do you have going on? What do you want to promote? What should they take away, Cam?
I think they should just take away that they should subscribe.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. There's a lot of things you could take away. I don't know if there's one thing in particular. Well, I think you should get deeper in your faith. I think everyone can do that. I think, like, I was just, like, I'm not an average white kid from the Midwest. Like, I had God-given ability since birth. But you can do it. Like, it's very attainable. Like, if you work hard and you do the right things with your body and you go about things the right way and you treat people well, like, you can be a Division I baseball player if you really want to. A lot of people aren't they're not willing to sacrifice what it takes to do that.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. But I honestly think, and I thought about this in high school, and when my girlfriend, bless her heart, she was a softball player. And that's actually, we'll rewind again. So I always said I would find my wife, because I plan on proposing to her probably this spring or summer. Just don't tell anybody. Cameras, that's fine. I always said I would find my wife either in a baseball facility or church. And I never, that's what I knew I was going to do.
Right.
And then, like, a couple years later, I saw this beautiful girl taking ground balls at second base at UVA in Omaha. And I was like, whoa, she's really pretty. And she's taking ground balls. She's got to be awesome. So, from a mutual friend. Anyway, she's a softball player. She is not, I came to find out later that year when she was actually going through her season, she just wasn't the greatest softball player. She had fun with her friends, and she had a beautiful swing, and she looked very nice in her uniform. She was very pretty, but she just had zero killer instinct. Like, she's just too nice. That's what I boiled it down to. Anyway, but I remember having discussions with her, because at some points we had talks, and she was like, yeah, I'd like to play college softball. There was only a couple of those talks, but they happened. And I was like, you could do it. Like, if you really wanted to, you could get better. You could start doing things right. You could sacrifice maybe going and doing stuff with friends and actually, like, going and doing softball stuff and, like, all that sort of stuff. And I'm a firm believer, if you want to do it, you can do it. Literally anybody. I think anybody could transform their body and be a Division I athlete. Some people, it takes more work than others. Mm-hmm. But I genuinely think that anyone can do it. It's just what you're willing to do for it.
Right.
And you have to have the right resources. So that's a whole other discussion. You have to know the right things to do. So you have to know good people, and you have to know good coaches and that sort of thing. But like I didn't spend a lot of money growing up on trainers and stuff. Like, my dad just knew what the heck he was talking about. So
yeah, my dad coached 20 years of travel ball.
Yeah, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Dads know. They know.
They know everything.
Well, Cam, I'm so glad that you came to this podcast.
This is pretty fun.
Make sure y'all subscribe to his outdoors channel, Cam Kojal Outdoors.
We're trying to grow it, baby.
Yeah, and maybe he'll be in this seat one day.
I guess
hosting a podcast. We'll see. Awesome.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Cam. It's been a pleasure. And go Hogs.
Go Hogs. Woo, baby. Hey.
Awesome.
That was great.
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching today's video. Just wanted to send a reminder that there is new CKO merch available now. Link down in the description, sort of thing. It's on Shopify. Go ahead, go buy yourself some stuff. We got cool shirts, hoodies, beanies, rope hats. We got it all. If you like the channel, go show some support. Wear it. Maybe wear it to an Arkansas Razorback baseball game. And maybe I'll come give you a high five. Woo pig. See you later.